music, and more.
Yes, Media Academy Radio.
Excite.
The hits.
It's 12 o'clock from the studios of Yasma Radio, the First Media Academy Radio. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Global News. In the headlines, President Buhari states there are more weapons, jets coming for insurgency fight. Nigeria edged towards 50,000 COVID-19 cases with 423 new infections. INEC to conduct 12 by-elections on October the 31st. Outrage grades death sentence on Kano musician for blaspheming. From the foreign scene, Joe Biden announces Kamala Harris as running mate. And from the exciting world of sport, beach soccer team laments exclusion from FIFA palliative. Now the news in detail. My name is Olatunde Ido. Good afternoon. President Muhammadu Buhari has told governors yesterday to raise the bar in the fight against insurgency. More weapons and fighter aircraft are being imported. According to him, the military hardware are being imported from the United States, China, and Jordan. But the president called on Nigerians to be patient before the new equipment could be deployed because of the need to train the pilots who will fly the fighter jets. Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar gave a hint last week in Kanji, Niger State, when he said 12 Super Tucano jets were coming from the United States to join the fleet of the Air Force. President Buhari met with the Security Committee of the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, of the Villa Council Chambers. With him were Vice President Professor Yemi Sonde and heads of security and intelligence agencies. 6 members of the NGF, one per geopolitical zone, joined the meeting via Zoom. They are Baba Jide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti, Yahaya Bello of Kogi, Baba Gana Zulum of Borno, David Umahi of Ebonyi, and Duoye Diri of Bayelsa State. President Buhari has been holding meetings on security since Sunday. The president dispelled assumptions that the terrorists in the northeast had better weapons, that the terrorists in the northeast had better weapons and more money. He described what is left of them as mere scavengers, desperate for food, raiding shops and markets, and killing innocent persons in the process. He also expressed concern that despite the closure of borders with neighboring countries, bandits and terrorists continue to have access to small weapons. The president said, and I quote, "We have said enough on the need for them to rejig the operation. I am glad that there is better synergy and cooperation, which are important." The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, which announces national figures, revealed that the new cases of COVID-19 were spread across 21 states and the Federal Capital Territory. That makes the country's total number of cases to 47,290. Out of the number, 33,609 patients have been discharged, while 956 people have lost their lives. On Tuesday, Lagos, the country's pandemic epicenter, witnessed 117 new cases, followed by the FCT with 40 cases, while Ondo and Rivers States recorded 35 and 28 cases respectively. Osun State witnessed 24 more cases, Benue 21, Abia 19, Ogun 19, Ebonyi 18, Delta and Kwara 17 each, while Kaduna and Anambra recorded 15 and 14 cases respectively. Other states with new cases are Ekiti 11, Kano 9, Imo 6, Gombe 4, Oyo 3, Bauchi 1, Edo 1, Nasarawa 1. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has announced plans to conduct 12 by-elections in 8 states. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman of Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, made the announcement in a statement yesterday. It is close that the electoral umpire will conduct all the pending by-elections on October 31st. Okoye added that by the harmonized timetable, INEC will give the notice of election on Monday next week, while political parties will conduct their primaries to nominate candidates between August 24th and September 8th. According to him, the submission of forms and personal particulars of candidates will take place between September 9 and 13. A former commissioner of police in Kaduna State, Abe Agoyel, has blamed some of the security challenges on what he described as poor welfare and inadequate training of security operators. Agoyel disclosed this yesterday during an interview with newsmen. He said that this has resulted in the poor capacity of the Nigeria police force to maintain law and order in the country. The ex-police boss also called on the federal government and state governors to commit resources to equip the military, police and other security agencies. When asked if intelligence is being shared among security agencies, the ex-police boss has said, human rights groups and activists yesterday reacted angrily to the decision of an upper Sharia court in Kano State, which sentenced the musician Yahya Sharif Aminu to death for blaspheming Prophet Muhammad. The organization, in separate interviews with newsmen, described the penalty as anti-poor and wondered how many corrupt politicians had been convicted by Sharia courts in the country. But the Kano State Hizbah Board stated that it supported the death penalty for Sharif Aminu. Sharif Aminu, aged 22, was on Monday sentenced to death for committing blasphemy against Prophet Muhammad in a song he circulated via WhatsApp. He was accused of committing the offense in March of 2020, after which protesters burnt down his family house. The Corps Commander General of the State Hizbah Board, Dr. Sani Ibn Sina, in an interview said, as an organization charged with the responsibility of enforcing Sharia, they are in support of anybody who does what he did deserves to be killed. This is what the law says. He said it was the Hizbah Board that stopped many aggrieved Kano residents that stormed its premises in protest against Sharif Aminu's action from taking the law into their hands. The state government yesterday approved the notational promotion and payment of civil servants who were dismissed in 2012 but recalled by the present administration and the state. This disclosure was made by the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, after the weekly virtual State Executive Council meeting. According to the Commissioner, the gesture was in line with the policy of the present administration to cater for all without prejudice and to give the workforce reasons to be satisfied. He added that the Executive Council also approved a contract for the completion of sections 1 and 2 of the 12.5 kilometer dualization of Challenge Oduo on Noilewe Apata Road in Ibadan. It stated that the contractor agreed to repair all defective portions on the section 1 of the road and to embark on the completion of section 2. The Nigerian Air Force is set to deploy air assets as well as regiments and special forces personnel to Gombe State to beef up existing security arrangements in the fight against insurgency and other related crimes in the zone. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, disclosed this while hosting Gombe State Governor Inua Yahaya at the Nigerian Air Force headquarters in Abuja. According to a statement by the NAF spokesman, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, titled Counterinsurgency, NAF set to deploy air assets, special forces in Gombe State. The CAS noted that the NAF, in conjunction with other security agencies, will continue to work tirelessly to secure the northeast and defend Nigeria's territorial integrity. He appreciated the gesture of the Gombe State government in providing 230 hectares of land to the Nigerian Air Force for the establishment of a forward operating base, which he said clearly showed the governor's commitment towards ensuring the security of the state and the northeast zone. Speaking further, the Chief of Air Staff noted that since 2015, the Nigerian Air Force had significantly increased its presence in the Northeast to meet national security imperatives. International Youth Day gives an opportunity to celebrate and mainstream young people's voices, action, and initiative, as well as their meaningful, universal, and equitable engagement. The commemoration will take the form of a podcast-style discussion that is hosted by Youth for Youth, together with independently organized commemoration around the world that recognize the importance of youth's participation in political, economic, and social life and processes. COVID-19 affects all segments of the population, with young people playing a key role in the management of this outbreak and the recovery following the outbreak. Though much is still unknown on how the disease affects young people, governments are mandated in the World Program of Action for Youth to ensure their services meet the need of young people. In these circumstances, it is important to ensure that youths are heard alongside other community and patient voices in the rollout of health and non-health interventions in response to COVID-19. Yes Media team went out to seek the opinion of Nigerian youths in the fight against COVID-19.
I believe as youth, we can acquire knowledge by researching online and asking people that know about this thing properly, and using this acquired knowledge to educate people, especially those in rural communities, through campaigns on social media and visiting them and sensitizing them about this pandemic.
I think we can basically come together and enlighten the people that are not aware, because I feel like the youth of today are more exposed. We have technology, information, so we can create awareness. Let people know that this COVID is real, social distance, wear your mask, and stay safe, wash your hands, use hand sanitizers, and all of those things. I think that's the least we could do. Sensitization, simply put.
You're still listening to the global news coming to you from live from the studios of Yesma Radio. On the foreign scene, White House hopeful Joe Biden yesterday named Kamala Harris, a black U.S. senator from California, as his choice for vice president, capping a month-long search for a Democratic partner to challenge President Donald Trump in November. Speaking, Democrats candidate Joe Biden said, "I have the great honor to announce that I have picked as Kamala Harris, a fearless fighter for the little guy and one of the country's finest public servants, as my running mate." His team stated that the two Democrats will deliver remarks today in Delaware as they kick out their campaign to defeat the Republican Trump. And going straight to the world of sports, Serena Williams shrugged off the absence of fans to make a winning return from her 6-month coronavirus layoff yesterday, defeating lowly ranked Bernarda Pera in 3 sets at the WTA Top Seed Open Tournament in Kentucky. Williams, who before yesterday had not played a competitive game since a Fed Cup appearance in February, came from behind to defeat American world number 60 Perav 4-6, 6-4, 6-1 in 2 hours and 15 minutes at the Top Seed Tennis Club in Lexington. The former world number 1 first round victory played out to an empty arena. This week's tournament, the first WTA event in the U.S. since the COVID-19 pandemic, is taking place without spectators. Williams, 30 years later, revealed that the seeded surrounding had suited her game. And that'll be all on Global News. But before I go, let me bring you a recap of the stories I brought to you earlier. In the news, we told you that President Muhammad Nigeria edged towards 50,000 COVID-19 cases with 423 new infections. INEC to conduct 12 by-elections on October 31st. Outrage greets death sentence on Kano musician for blaspheming. On the foreign scene,